I just want to fall asleep. It's like 7. I can't believe any of this is happening. Don't even want to write the fucking affidavit. I just want to sink it to the earth and disappear. I was trying to think back to when my mom decided to fight her sister back in 2014. The thing is, people, my aunt just negates my mom or thinks she's not capable of having her own thoughts or whatnot, and that she wouldn't possibly go against her wonderful sister who's done so much for her. Only mom's illness could possibly cause that to happen. The thing is, I did not initiate any of that in 2014. None of it. Any more than I caused my mom to reach out to that male stranger in the nut house and cry her eyes out to him. You know? I know how my mom's sister has made her feel over the years. I know it. My mom shares everything with me. I've shared past tense. My mom couldn't handle going against her sister. And I can't remember, because it all blends together, what was the catalyst that wound her being sent to that shithole that I couldn't get to, even by public transportation, and who just ultimately just so over-medicated her, who bitches lied at her commitment hearing. The social worker and case manager looked alike. They could have been fucking lesbian lovers, lesbian twins, or whatever. They looked exactly alike, and they're just bitches, and they lied at her commitment hearing, which I never would have known, except I happened to attend it. You know, I sat there and cried the entire time. My mom's terrified of these places. They break her spirit, so you pick up the phone and call 911 because you feel you have no choice. You're the enemy. That's why she said to me, I was a living, breathing being. You took my life from me, Laura. I will never forgive you this, Laura. I don't love you. Okay? That wasn't because I'd been mean to her or verbally abusive to her or any of the above. I hadn't been. I treated her exactly the same with kid gloves, walking on eggshells after she told me she hated me and hated me her whole life, as before. I was actually afraid of her because I don't know what she'll do in that situation. She wasn't like my mom, I told you. Wanted to watch gruesome things on TV, telling me she feels evil. I mean, I don't remember the catalyst, but see, I document everything, so I can go back and find out. I can find out if it was one of those where maybe that was the time she mouthed off to her therapist, and might have been. I don't know. Obviously it didn't involve Auntie, because Auntie was out of the picture. My mom had revoked the power of attorney. My mom wanted nothing to do with her sister. Like I said, any free attorney I got would have a field day with any of this. Just a couple of years ago, my mom wanted nothing to do with her sister. Got a police restraining order against her sister over her sister verbally abusing her, and tried to get a regular restraining order. It's on record. I went with her. Like I said, her sister's far from being Mother Teresa. Like my enemies want to convince new people to my channel. So my enemies just want to convince everyone that I'm nothing but scum, and my mom's sister just is the most wonderful person in the universe. Yeah, that's not even remotely true. Neither thing. I don't think it'll fit, but I was going to title these latest videos, I keep this place spotless. I leave the house every day, and I don't, in quotations, act up in public, because nobody can touch me. Doesn't matter how I'm feeling inside, doesn't matter how anyone's feeling inside. My mom winds up in mental hospitals because she acts up in public, you know what I mean? You or I or anybody could be dying inside, and no one can do anything to us. No one could force us to get help. No one could section us. No one could do anything. As long as we don't do anything that causes someone to be able to do that to us. And what I say or do out of my YouTube videos that are my catharsis, where I vent and whatnot, no one could touch me for that. Like, people have thought it could be a parody channel, it could be all be a lie. No one could prove otherwise. It's real life that matters. And in real life, I smile at everybody. I say hi and bye to the librarians. I thank the cashiers that wait on me in supermarkets and in department stores. I chat with people in those places sometimes. I take care of Omar. I walk Omar. I keep this place spotless. I try to leave the house every day unless it's a real bad storm out, so whatever's going on inside of me, no one could touch me. Thank fucking, in quotations, God. Huh. Any so-called God, he or she abandoned me when I was a fucking kid. And I've said as much out loud on numerous occasions, and I've written as much down in my numerous journals and diaries I've kept over the years. First one beginning when I was a measly 10 years old, and I still have it. And in that one, I documented all my abusive alcoholic stepfather's lies and deceit and saying he wasn't drinking, and then I'd find the bottle hidden and find it, the booze gone, and I'd track how much he was drinking. He's a friggin' liar, obviously. I was a detective way back then. couldn't pull the wool over my eyes way back then. I was a kid. I was an adult in a kid's body. Forced to be a fucking adult in a kid's body. My abusive alcoholic stepfather would try to say he wasn't drinking, and I knew where the bottle was, and I could track that he was drinking. If there's vodka missing from the bottle, he's drinking it, you know. It's not rocket science. And yes, I was doing that when I was a kid, and I wrote it in my journal, my diary that I still have. So it still can be, you can still read it. It's in my handwriting, obviously, and it's from 38 years ago. I still have it. Documents when I started fooling around with my best friend down the street, too. Again, just a kid. Kids do that. Doesn't mean anything. Basically, if you fool up like your girl, little girls, like you fool or whatever, it doesn't matter. Your little boys, little girls, whatever. It doesn't mean you're going to grow up to be a friggin' whatever, you know. Kids experiment sexually. It doesn't mean that they're going to grow up and be that. Anyway, I have that all documented too. I've reread it before as an adult. It's very strange to read what you wrote when you were a little girl going through fucking hell. Obviously it wasn't perfectly articulate or perfect grammar or whatnot. I was a little girl. But there's a lot of insight, and it's certainly, you know, I was too smart for my own good little kid. Going through hell and could see right through the adults' bullshit. That's why when our stupid brother, you know, caressing my shoulders and back when I'm like 11 and don't you want to know what it's all about? Yeah, not from you, you old man. Get the fuck away from me. And I ran away. Ran away from his stupid camper in the driveway. And I don't remember how I got back inside. I must have pounded on the door, woke whoever was in there up. I don't remember everything. I don't know if my mom was in the mental hospital at the time. I told you. Fucking Irv had Muffy, had his girlfriend who he cheated on my mom with. He had her living in our house. He had her in our house taunting my poor mother. I'll never forget that. My mother's out of her mind, and I have Irv and his fucking girlfriend in there taunting her. I had to witness it. That night I was having a camp out with Irv's brother and Irv's son, Andy, you know, my stepbrother. I don't know if my mom was in the mental hospital at the time. I don't know. There's things I've blocked out, just like I don't know anything. When I found that Uncle David letter, he was talking eloquently about me as a little girl. It's dated. It's dated 78, so I was 10 or 11, and talking about my body and the rain and the set or whatever, like I'm an adult, and I don't remember him, but I know it damn well wasn't Irv's brother, because this guy, I think it was Irv's scummy friend who maybe befriended me when my mom got sick. I don't know. I do not know. I've blocked things out, and I've blocked things out because I know that wasn't Irv's brother, because this was someone who talked about hanging out with me, who said, you know, the adults don't need to know, this is our little secret, talking about his work, etc. That was definitely not Irv's brother. Irv's brother was that one night, and I ran into the house and pounded on the door. Probably just said, I'm scared or something, I want to come back inside. Later I told my mom, she told Irv, and Irv threatened to hurt me for lying about his brother. Surprise, surprise. blind, nearly 10-year-old pug dog, snoring away, content as can be, because he's not locked up in the bathroom where he'll likely be later on for hours. It's the only way in hell I'm going to possibly be able to maintain my fragile sanity during this living fucking nightmare. Where just being here reminds me of what's happened when Auntie went and did behind my back the fucking sneak. I have to get out of this house. I have to try to get out of this house every fucking day, at least for a little while. Unfortunately, that means he has to suffer in the process. I'm not going to spend any more money than I have to. I have no idea why the bitch didn't turn the utilities off. I imagine because I didn't keep it secret. Because I didn't make it easy for her. It's going to force her to do it and then force me to turn it back on so I can tell the world and tell people around here what she did to me. She wanted me to just make it easy for her and call up ahead of time and switch it over, you know. I didn't do that. That's probably why she didn't turn it off. Who knows? Who the fucking knows? I'm sure she's fuming inside. The idea of me costing her a penny is abhorrent to her. I said it's like I never did anything for my mom. It's like my mom never loved me at all. It's just, it's sick. You can snore as loud as a person. That's the cutest thing. All dogs don't do that. That's the... No, Angel certainly, it's because he's a pug. That's why they have breathing problems. That's why a lot of little dogs, their lifespan is longer, their average lifespan. You know, it's not uncommon for little dogs' average lifespan to be a lot longer than the average lifespan of a pug. That's because the pug is designed with those that, you know, the way he's designed is like a bulldog. Bulldog, it's worse. They're like designer dogs, you know. All dogs basically came from, I guess, the wolf or something. So we over the years, we designed them to look the way we wanted them to look. The pug has the breathing problems. He has that awful reverse sneezing, which horrified my mom when she loved Omar. She would cry, literally, tears, be like, I don't want Omar to die. ever burst sneezing sad because they can't breathe. They have to experience that, and it's scary for them. A lot of pugs have it worse when they're heavier. A lot of pugs are heavy, so they're going to have way worse breathing problems than Omar. And they're probably likely to not, live as long. He's already lived 10 years, so he's outlived the bottom half of the average lifespan, right? I believe it's 8 to 12, maybe it's 9 to 12, but whatever. He's outlived the bottom half of it anyway. I read somewhere that they said the oldest pug ever was 25 years old. Imagine. But you go on Pug Spot or Pug Village, and there are people that say, oh yeah. Lots of people say, oh, I've known pugs that were 18, 19, 20. One person was like, yeah, the pug was blind and deaf, but still kicking, still doing okay, Still had quality of life, and the owner was wheeling him around in a buggy or something. I don't know. Highly unlikely I'll ever get another dog. Any pet. Provided I even live long enough to see, Omar through the end of his life. It's highly unlikely I'll get another pet. Maybe I'll wind up with a roommate or as a pet or something, and, who knows. I don't foresee myself ever getting another pet. I don't foresee myself in the future at all. I just live day to day, Anyway, my common sense tells me that the heavier, just like us, the heavier the pug is, I'm sure people who have heavier pugs, those pugs have way more breathing problems. Omar's been active, too. He's been active from the moment he was a puppy. Long walks, so that's, never know. He could be one of those that no. All I really know is I don't want to give him up. I will continue to keep him as healthy as I can. Keep his weight down. Give him extra nutritious stuff. Feed him Blue Wilderness. Walk him on a regular basis. And be plunged into even more despair. If he gets another corneal ulcer or pokes his eye or something, and I have to deplete my savings, to save him. Anyway, good night.